So anyhow, here we go. Loading up the original Apple IIe version of Prince of Persia. It did require the 2E or 2C, or an Apple II. I think an Apple II with a 2E is just an Apple II with certain add-ons guaranteed, certain amount of RAM, the floppy drive, blah blah blah. So it kind of became a min spec. But also, this is 1989. Like, this is a very late Apple II game. So I did a playthrough this on hardware. I think last year sometime. Maybe it was 2 years ago. But my capture was all like wobbly and fuzzy, so I wanted to give it another go. So I have a different capture device, which I hope won't get wobbly as it heats up. And we'll see. But yeah, like the first time. So this is a very late Apple II game, like 1989. By the time it came out, they released like simultaneously the DOS version, and they felt like the DOS version was kind of the definitive version of the game because like Apple II was kind of dying off in the market. But yeah, he was very into film and stuff like that, and he put a lot of thought into how to animate and portray the story in this game. So that's the story. The princess has been kind of kidnapped and forced to marry the evil Vizier Jafar, and her prince has been thrown in the dungeon. And that's you. So I'm playing this with a little kind of I don't know what to call it, like a DIY kind of joystick, because like original Apple II joysticks are hard to come by. But I didn't build this. I bought this off of eBay. Somebody built a bunch from a kit. So if you went to the right here, there'd be a guard, and they'll come after you. So I'm not going to go that way. Anyway, gotta get used to the controls. Are Apple II joysticks? No, they're not compatible with the 2600. They're more like IBM style joystick. So it's like two analog poles and a couple of buttons. And okay, let's see if I can do this. Okay. So far, so good. Oh no. Oh well, I'll be fine. I'll recover. What am I missing in the chat? The sprites were converted from video footage to... Yeah, like it was a rotoscoping kind of process of filming what you want to see and then drawing over top of that. Yeah, so this game, it could kind of benefit from digital controls rather than an analog stick, because like the analog thing, oh, I better do this careful because I'm not sure how far I can step. But Yeah, like analog is noisy. It's subject to like calibration issues. Okay, let's see if I can do this battle. That kind of thing. And the Apple II keyboard, the hardware interface, can't really tell you if you're pressing more than one key at a time. It can tell you if a key is pressed, and it can tell you what the last key that was pressed is. And that's all you get. Also, if you hold a key down, it will repeatedly register as a press. So, like you don't just have like up down on the key, it'll act like it's still being pressed multiple times. It's really annoying. So, like trying to make a game out of the keyboard controls is really hard. And I actually kind of admire this game. So this game has to have like dedicated keys for diagonal, because you can't press up and left. You have to press diagonal because it would only otherwise register only up or left. So the joystick is the superior way to play the game. Well, it's an awful interface for games, but it's not ideal for typing, but it works. It's a great interface for building a cheap computer in 1970. I forget what year the Apple II happened. But I want to say 76, but I don't know if that's too early. Oh no! So I accidentally pressed down somehow there and put away my sword. And I remember having problems with this last time I was playing. Like sometimes it seemed like the joystick would bounce further than it feels like it's going, and I'd get weird inputs like that. But one of the nice things about this game is you have infinite lives. You don't have infinite time, but you have infinite lives. And also, I could save to disk, and it would save my time. So if you really want to have an easier time, you can practice a level until you're good at it, and then, you know, get one run through and then save. And then you've locked in that time. And then you can work on the next level. So, like, there is a way to lower the difficulty if you can't do the whole game in one hour run. But once you've played it a bunch, you know, that challenge, at least I find it an interesting challenge to try and play it. Oh, also while it's playing in the music, I can't move or anything. It has to wait. Because it basically uses 100% of the CPU to play music, so so my safe strategy for sword fighting in this game is you get close, and then when they strike, you can block, because you block faster than they strike. And then after the block, maybe I'll drink this red potion. Oh, no, it's the blue potion. I wanted to show that it hurts you. I think that's funny. And it did after the wall. Okay, hang on. Ooh. Anyway, if you just walk in and strike, they might block, and they also might block and counterattack. So it's better for me to do the opposite. I wait for them to strike so that I can block and counterattack, because the counterattack tends to hit more often than just lunging in with an unsolicited attack. Okay, I gotta step carefully because there's spikes here. And here's some extra health. The Spectrum could read individual keys. Oh! I didn't think I pressed to the right to turn around, but the game disagreed. Oh, that's a ways back. As you can see, I have 55 minutes left. Oh, look at that slowdown. Very good. Oh yeah, the flames are really neat. I'm amazed that it updates the flames while the music is playing, because that means it has to like slip it in between notes. But I think there's like a severe limit of like maybe you can only have 2 per screen. So I'm sure it's all carefully planned out for the timing to be fine. Like just updating a flame shouldn't use up too much. The repeated button register, yeah, on the keyboard, if you hold a key, it'll keep registering as new key presses repeatedly. That's like a hardware timer that makes that happen, and you can't bypass it. So, like, yeah, if you're coding a game for keyboard input on the Apple II, that's kind of what you're dealing with. So you can't have an input style that requires more than one button at the same time. So you have to have keys for diagonal if you need diagonal, like separated keys for diagonal. And you'll see that in like Oregon Trail and other stuff. And you also need to filter out the multiple presses. And it's funny because like I always thought the controls of this game were very unique, but also really easy to have. Oh, they say this as I have these struggles with the joystick input, but on the DOS version at least, I find it really easy to input things precisely because like all the animations, they take so long to happen, and you're allowed to press buttons early and kind of hold them for the next opportunity. So like as you're running, your jump, like when you press up to jump, it's kind of locked to a spot on the grid. So as long as you press it and it happens at the next opportunity. Okay. Trying to do this carefully because last time I had some sort of input failure. It might have been me, but it might have been the joystick. I think it's just kind of like this DIY joystick. It's a little bit sometimes does things that I don't think I pressed. Okay, I think I want to go to the left here. Yeah, I gotta knock this down. Oh, can I do the thing where if I duck? Oh, maybe that's only in the DOS version, but if you duck when a thing falls on you, it kind of falls on your back harmlessly. I'm not sure if it's a bug or a feature. I might have read that they discovered it and decided to keep it, kind of thing. So there I was holding to jump, but the music was still playing. But it was okay, because as soon as the music stopped playing, it executed the jump. But yeah, like you can kind of queue up the actions, and it's very easy to time things once you have a good feel for how it plays, I think. And I always loved that about it. And I felt that like none of the Prince of Persia clones really achieved that kind of precise feeling controls. Even Prince of Persia 2, the sequel, doesn't seem to feel quite as solid to me. Okay, I got a little bit of disk flipping. There's an extra boot disk in this version because it's a cracked version. Because it's hard to put the original version on a disk. The tools for writing that are... Wait, do I want to go to the left? I'm trying to remember if I go left first. I think I go to the right first in this stage. The tools for writing to a disk that exist for Apple II stuff are great for you know, standard format floppies, but copy protected stuff is hard to put onto a floppy. So even though we have like image dumps that emulators can run, okay, let's see if I can do this. Oh, we got 4 flames on this room. Okay. There we go. There we go. Oh, I made it. Okay. Shaq Fu. Yeah, I also felt like the ports I played, like the Super Nintendo controls did not feel as good as the DOS version. The Super Nintendo version was weird. They added like all this stuff, and especially a lot of action stuff. They made the combat maybe a little bit more faster and a little bit better, but also they added a ton more of it, which kind of made it worse because it still wasn't... Like, in this game, there's enough combat, almost too much. But in terms of like how clunky it is versus how much you do, it's like a good amount. Like, it doesn't quite overstay its welcome. Whereas in the Super Nintendo version, I was constantly feeling like more combat. Picard would be happy. Okay, so I... Oh, no! There's that problem again. So I didn't feel that I made that input, but... at least the checkpoint's pretty close. But yeah, like the game sort of... So I always thought the input was great. But then when But I also thought it was like deliberately made that way for like a bunch of logical reasons. And then when I played the Apple II version, understanding how the Apple II keyboard interface works and how it can only do like one press at a time and blah, 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 I realized so many of those decisions were just kind of natural decisions to try and cope with how bad the Apple II keyboard interface is. Which is so funny. Okay, I gotta do this careful now, because... Okay, I'm okay. There we go. Can't kill a skeleton, so the only way to deal with it is to push it into a pit, or it can't bother you anymore. Okay, 3 levels. Hopefully I haven't lost too much time already. Here's the princess reclining on her bed of pillows. All right, level 4, 48 minutes left. That's probably not a very good time. Okay, how do I... Right, okay. So there's a close switch. I gotta jump over it. Can I just hold left in this room? I can. So I forget what we do here. I think we go down. No. Oh. Okay, I almost had one of those turnarounds. That was the thing I was having most trouble with last time. Oh, no, I don't think I can go this way because that guy's in the way. So maybe I can go above. There we go. Yeah, I noticed there's a bunch of slowdown when we get 4 lights. Oh no. Okay, I'm okay. So I think that door I had to open to get across there. Trying to advance and get ourselves turned around here. There we go. I got him. So yeah, that's another tactic you can take with the sword. So if you aggressively attack, it tends to be that they'll block a lot, but they'll also probably retreat. Like when you block, you go back a step as well. So if you need to drive an enemy back, you want to attack them more. I think I want to go to the right first. But yeah, like when I finally played the Apple II version, aside from realizing like the control scheme, which I thought was brilliant, was kind of like just a coping mechanism for doing what it had to survive. But I was amazed at how much like the DOS version is so close to being the same game. Like it plays so much like that. Like very little like other than the extra colors and the frame rate being better at a lot of points, it's basically like nothing is lost. Like the graphics are as good as it gets for Apple II. The same with the music and sound. And I don't know, it just works amazingly well. And I've not yet found an Apple II game that I think is like close to Prince of Persia in terms of like how amazingly well it plays. How does this level go? Trying to remember. So yeah, like while I would say that the DOS version, it's probably the one to play. So this room is kind of fun. So there's that potion up there kind of teasing you because our shadow self comes and drinks it for us. Oh yeah, there was a really good interview with Ars Technica. There's a video where they talked about like the shadow came about from wanting to have another enemy, but not really having any graphical or memory budget to, you know, store more sprites and stuff. So they weren't sure how they could do it. And the shadow enemy came about with just taking the graphics for the player, shifting them one bit over and XORing them with themselves. And then you're left with kind of like the edges show up and all the flat areas disappear from the XOR process, exclusive OR. And that's why the shadow enemy came to be. Now, I think I have to go up here because I think up there is the switch to open the door. Why can't I make this fall? I was trying to make it fall without me having to step under it and fall off and get hit by it. What's here? So did I have to go up there? I don't think I had to go up there. Oh, I just had to push that. Okay, so that was a waste of time. Whatever. So yeah, like there are probably a bunch of things about the design of this game that are strongly based on the limitations they ran up into while trying to fit this on an Apple IIe. But on the DOS version, it's like it had more RAM available, more colors, blah, blah, blah. All those limitations are kind of gone. But, so the fact that this guy's not pursuing me shows that something's going on here. I gotta be suspicious. I stepped into his attack. Hi there, Benez. How's it going? Well, I don't think there's... On the Apple II, like, there's no tiles or anything, so having the torches be the same doesn't really confer an advantage. It doesn't seem like it'd be necessary. So I think one of those limitations we might see here. So we were talking about. Oh, here's the princess staring at the thing. Oh, I gotta put the boot disk in. So yeah, the boot disk that's part of this cracked version. I think like because of the copy protection method, it also had like more data than normal on a disk. So this is putting it on normal format disks. So some of the stuff on side B had to be moved to a third disk side. So that's why there's a boot disk. I don't think there's anything up here. So this level, I think, showcases that memory limit. Like, they had enough memory to store the main character and a guard, but they couldn't have other characters. So you have, I guess, all the spikes and stuff like that, and the flames. I think I want to careful step this one. Okay. And here's this character, who I've always heard referred to as the politician. But he's got unique sprites. So he had to be on a level all by himself, because they couldn't have him around regular guards. And it works that way for the final boss as well, when you finally meet the Vizier. Oh! My thumb slipped off the controller. There we go. I remember this guy being really hard to fight the first time I got there, but now I don't find him too much worse than the others, I guess. I do think he has the hard guard AI. So if you take a running jump, you can come here, but your friend locks the door, and you fall into a pit. And I love that. It's the end of the level. And that's how it starts. Also, you fall on like this switch that opens that thing, which I think is funny. Anyhow, all you have to do is hold the button at the start of the level, and you can grab on. Oh, I've got 40 minutes left. You can always press spacebar to find out how much time you have left. And if you can keep a pace of 5 minutes per level, I think that's enough to get through the game. So, what is this, level 7, 40 minutes? So I'm not doing too bad, but the later levels are a bit longer too. So we want to avoid dropping that one, because that closes a door you can use to get back later. I think almost all of the spikes you can get through just by holding right at the first opportunity, and you'll just run right through them. They're timed that way, except one of them. I think there's one you can't do that on. But yeah, level 7, 8, 9, I think are kind of the hardest in the game. I think in particular level 8. Okay, there's a switch I've got to jump over along with the spikes. Okay, I did it fine. Gotta drop down here. So if you didn't close if you accidentally close one of those doors, you're locked out of going this route, and you have to find that lower path, which is a little bit harder or longer. Oh no! And I missed that jump. Oh. Hold the button. All right, let's go. So yeah, a lot of stuff that I'd have probably no problems with on the DOS version. Just the fussiness of this analog joystick are kind of making it tricky, but it's okay. The game's got infinite lives, and if I'm fast enough, if I'm fast enough, I should be able to have a few accidents and be fine. Nope! I forgot to hold the button. I don't know. I love that touch. I especially love that it makes you fall on a switch, just to add some like extra animation to your death in a completely kind of like natural to the engine way. Man, I remember when okay, this is not going well. Like PS1 games, they had hardware features to do full motion video, so like everything started having like these pre-rendered cutscenes, and then that continued through like PS2, and then you get to PS3 games, and games are starting to advertise our cutscenes are in-engine, so that like they don't look like rendered video, they look like they're cut from the same cloth as the rest of the game. Whereas back in this kind of game, I don't think they had much of a choice for making like video and stuff. In-engine was just the best way to go. But I really love the way this game presents itself, and like everything feels very kind of consistent and built from the same stuff. Hi there, Janice 3003. How's it going? It is Prince of Persia. Okay, was this the run and jump? Yeah, okay. Let's see if we can do this. Oh no! Gonna try again. If you do it really badly, you jump onto the spikes. There we go. Okay. Slow and steady. Oh, the other thing about the Apple II keyboard interface is there are two buttons that are, or two keys, the open Apple and the closed Apple, which, okay, I got it this time. How much time has that been? Yeah, that was like a 5-minute setback getting back to here. Okay. All right, checkpoint. The open Apple and closed Apple keys are actually wired to the joystick buttons. Oh, is he going to come down? Okay, good. Nope, nope, come on. Sort out. We got to fight this guy. His back's against the wall. That's probably an advantage for me. He's a bit defensive. Sort of pushed him through the door there. This is level 8. No, this is level 7, sorry. This is the back half of level 7. The first level where you get kind of thrown back into the prison. Okay, so I think if I just hold left, I should be fine. Okay, so there's a switch here, which if you closed at the beginning would close this off, and you'd have to find another way around. And there is another way around, but it takes longer, and it's a little bit harder. There's some extra jumps and stuff. Oh, here's the weird potion. Turns the screen purple. And I think right here is the switch that opens the thing. So you can go to the right, and I think there's a potion you can grab, a life up potion, but it's really hard to get it and then come back. It's kind of a mean trap if you go for it, so it's better just to... does the time tick down during the jingle? Probably not. I doubt the time ticks at any time when like gameplay isn't active. So this should be level 8. Oh, something else. The escape key is a pause key, but it's also a frame advance key, which I think he must have done just so he could audition the animations in this game. But like, if you need to play this game frame by frame, like you can basically like tool-assisted speedrun yourself and have super precise inputs. Because why not? So that's an option. Which I think is interesting. So there are a bunch of... Like, it is a pretty difficult game. But it's more fair than a lot of other games, and it gives you a couple of things like that, which kind of, you know, give you a way to lower the difficulty if you need to. So the save system, if you realize you can do it to conserve your time. There, just holding right. I believe it works in every case except one. The one time where I got hit by it earlier, I tried to jump. And I think if I hadn't, it would have been fine. This level 2 can be pretty mean. Those two spikes up there that were overhead, I have to come back. So we go all the way to the right, and then we come back all the way to the left. It's a very long level. But those two traps, I think, are the one that you can't run through? I forget. But this level is very long, and it has a lot of guard fights. This is the one place where my thumb slipped off the analog stick. So this is not a very good joystick that I'm using, but I mean, it works. Yeah, Prince of Persia 2, like mechanically, play-wise, it takes a step back. Some things get a little too complicated, like the combat gets more complicated. And then there's like 3 revisions of Prince of Persia 2, and they're all like broken in different ways. In one, the combat's easier, but like certain stuff doesn't work right. And I couldn't find a version of Prince of Persia 2 which I thought was like the best version. They're all just kind of compromised differently. But on the other hand, Prince of Persia 2 has some amazing, just kind of like, okay, I don't need that now. Okay, oh, this was really annoying. You want to barely step into this screen, because if you run into the screen, this guard will pull out their sword and kill you before you can pull it out. guess if I knock them off, I wouldn't have to deal with them. Okay. I'm trying to remember what comes up. I think there's 2 choppers in here. And I can just run. And I want to hop over that. Right. It's been a while since I played the game. I'm trying to... Okay. I was trying to get aggressive and push him back, but... well, there we go. "30 minutes to go." Which is not bad in terms of time. I've missed that jump before, which can feel ridiculous. Okay, I think I want to run straight at these. Oh, I don't know. I lost my nerve. No! No! Those are really cruel. I feel that is the cruelest spot in this game. It's such a long level. Yeah, that's part of like what makes the game feel so consistent. Just so like everything affects everything. Okay, just hold right. So the problem is I can't remember if those 2 traps are, if you can just hold to run through them. I feel like they might, like those ones up there. I feel like it's like the exception. That's, you can't run through those. Which means, well, you have to have running speed to get through them, but you need to time it right. So what I seem to recall is kind of skittishly, like moving back and forth, trying to get up to full speed, but turning back if it looks like the timing's wrong, and kind of going back and forth a little bit until I get a timing that feels right. Playing a little bit aggressive here. Hi there, Alma Alma. How's it going? Is it late night in Europe? For me, it's like the middle of the day. Actually, it's probably about 5 o'clock now in the PM. What's PM? Post meridian? Is that what that stands for? And I guess meridian is just... Oh, I forgot to careful step. That's another cruel spot. Like, this is why I think this level, this is by far the cruelest level. How much time do I have left? 28 minutes. I'm still doing okay. But I have less leeway on the later levels. Level 9 is like the trickiest kind of jumping around platforming, I think. And level 8 is just... It has several cruel traps, and it's such a... late into the level, and it's such a long level, and it has no checkpoints, because it has this back and forth design to it where right here at the start of the level, you go past, like right here, this is the end of the level, and you have to go all the way away and then come back, and there's no checkpoint. And there's those cruel traps right there at the end, those chompers, I think is their official name. And there's so many guards to fight. There's that guard with the weird thing where you gotta be careful about how you enter the room, because you won't have your sword out if you just run into the room. All that stuff. So if you just go in aggressive, like sometimes you get a hit, sometimes you don't, but they usually... Yeah, like the meridian is gotta be like a Latin for the middle of the day or something, but I don't know. I don't know if I've ever looked it up. At least I assume it's Latin. It doesn't have to be. Seems like a Latin kind of thing. These like hanging ledges right here, I always thought they were weird. Because like most of the structures in the game seem like, okay, so I gotta be careful here. So you gotta take a quick step into the room so that you can recover and get your sword out before this guy can advance and hit you. What's Arkanoid Addict? How they get around the palace? Yeah, it does seem an inconvenient place. Oh, okay. So I just run. Oh, I need to keep going. I think you can careful jump that one. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. So I got kind of spooked by that because I wasn't sure if I was going to stop in time not to get chomped. So I think I can just step on this now without closing the door, because the close traps are edge triggered, as you might call it. So you have to step on it, has to go from up to down. Okay. So what we want is to be approaching these. There we go. Okay, going to the right, it's not as bad because they're in the direction of your motion. The final cruel thing. One of the first times I got here, I thought this was a dead end, so I went back to look for something and got chomped. But no, the princess had sent her mouse, and this is where the mouse shows up. Do I only have a tiny amount of time to do it too? So if I didn't go right away, I could get stuck there, even though the mouse had helped. That's funny. Anyway, the princess, the cutscene, we'd seen her talking to the little mouse, and that was where the mouse comes to save you. But yeah, like I didn't realize, because you have to wait there a few seconds before the mouse shows up. So I thought it was locked out. So I went back to look for another switch, And I got chomped because those chompers are so hard to time. And the DOS version Jafar shows up there? Oh. I'm not sure if I remember that. Okay. Okay, so level 9. Oh. Okay. I feel like I'm getting bold with my timing here, but how much time do I have left? I've got 23 minutes left. So doable, but it's getting tight. Some slowdown here because we got a guard and 3 flags. Here's the end of the level. So this is another level, no checkpoints, because like the end of the level is near the start and you kind of circle back to it. But I feel this level is a bit more even-handed than level 8. Like there's a handful of guards, a handful of tricky jumps, but like none of them are like the most tricky jumps. It's just kind of like a long series of very, very doable tasks, but you got to do them all perfect, right? Now I can't see this guy. Oh. He's out of range. No, I got him. There we go. It might have happened. I might have seen that, but I can't remember it right now. I do seem to recall Jafar standing on a switch at some point, but I don't remember what it was. Also, hello, Arkanoid Addict. Sorry, I don't know if I said hello. What were you streaming today? So I wish there was a way to keep those, because you need to... Okay, do I have to fight a guard here? Right. Oh, I whiffed that. Going a little aggressive here because I'm feeling the press of time. Okay. So I'm going to need to jump over. I left enough that I can get there. And then I need to jump. There's a closing switch right in front of the door. Oh. What? I was holding the button. I was holding the button. I don't feel that was a fair one. I think it didn't matter that I was holding the button because I was like half a tile too far back. I jumped a little too early. I think that's what happened. So it's neat that this opens that door, which kind of gives you a hint that you got to drop a tile from above on it. This guy's got 5 life to whittle down. If I drive him too far to the right, I won't be able to see him. So it's a real nuisance of a fight when you're pressed for time like I am. I don't think you jinxed it. This level's a tricky level. But I like it a lot better than level 8. Level 8 is the really cruel one. So yeah, I don't think there's a way to jump across all 3 of these, which would be nice, because then I could just run straight. Okay. Hi there, Rat707. Yeah, this is the original version of Prince of Persia. And it's very similar to the DOS version, which was like they were made at the same time. Okay, hang on. I gotta do a quick jump here. And then I gotta jump over that switch. Okay. Okay, I think I need to go down first to hit a switch. Right. This is the switch I mentioned before. You gotta step here to open that, which is the door in front of the switch that opens the main door to leave the level. So I have to be very careful here because of the problems I have turning around with these joystick controls. Sometimes turning around does not do what I expect. Okay, so far so good. Okay, I'm gonna do a little hop because I forget where the... Okay, it's just there. You get the hint. Oh, that's not what I wanted. You get the hint that there's a thing there because of the guard not chasing you. There we go. What happens here? Okay, I think I go up. I'm going to take the upward path. Right. Okay. Oh, this section is so neat. I can't skip it. I have to do it. Oh. Okay. I know I'm wasting like a minute or two, but it needs to be seen. It's upside down mode. And it's funny because pressing to the right still goes to the right on screen. So it doesn't flip left right at all. It only flips up and down. But the controls aren't altered. So, oh. So I still press up and right to make that jump. Here we can switch back. But I believe that came about because he made a joke when he made the game Karateka, which was his game before this. The joke was like it fit on one side of a floppy disk, and they didn't really have anything. Wait, how do I open this? Crap. Oh, there's the switch. So they didn't have anything to put on the second side. So what they did was they put the same game on the second side, but they made the graphics upside down. So instead of having like a program that says like flip the disk over and put inside A, they just made the whole game upside down as a joke. And I think they reused that idea as like an item in this game. Hi there, Upside Down Matt. How's it going? Your graphics? Your upside down graphics? Perhaps yes. Alright, level 9 complete. I think we get to return to the castle now. Or the palace, I mean. So those were the two hardest levels in the game. At this point, what remains, I think, is difficult, but not super hard. Oh, 15 minutes. Okay, the remaining time is now quite tight. And also, I've forgotten which way to go in this level. Well, this looks like I'm getting somewhere, so... the boot disc. Oh, this is the end of the level. So I went the wrong way. But I gotta fight this guy anyway, so... It's probably safer to fight him beforehand. Because then, when I get there, I could just drop down and not worry about him coming and killing me with this. So maybe I had to come this way anyway. Maybe this is the right way to do it. Now that I think about it. There's some tricky things here. There's a switch above that guy's head. Kind of like a secret switch. So I need to get up there, which... Okay, so there's a path around here. I didn't see it coming. Oh, gotta reload for this? I feel like for the DOS version, I would have had just a little more time to react because of the slowdown and the graphics kind of overlapping where the falling tile would be. I didn't see it until I think it was too late. And I couldn't try and make a grab to save myself, but so I think I might have had a better chance to survive on the DOS version. Yeah, sometimes you get slowdown like this when there's a guard and some flames. They're all trying to do their thing at once, but I don't know. Seems worth it in the name of spectacular Apple II graphics. "14 minutes. It's getting tough. Level 11 is short, though. Level 11 is short. Level 12 has no combat. It's going to be down to the wire, though. No! Oh, I forgot again. Oh, just enough time to survive. No! Now I'm probably dead. Gotta remember. Just do frame advance. Yeah, that'd be a very slow playthrough from here on in, I guess. So I think the fastest thing would be not to go this way first. But at the same time, I think it's really hard to drop down. And yeah, I think if you drop down, you tend to get murdered by him. I don't know if that's a 100% thing, but it's probably a most times. Yeah, the slowdown does affect the playability of the combat a bit. Because like the timing changes. I remember playing the Super Mario Bros. Hammer challenge where like I was using a Game Genie code to make all the enemies throw tons of hammers. And in some areas that caused slowdown. In particular, in like World 8.2, I think it was 8.2, there's a lot of like kind of tricky jumps, which aren't bad if the frame rate's steady, but when you start getting slowdown, like kind of erratically, it really affects your ability to make jumps accurately, because like the timing is changing literally in midair as you're trying to make jumps. That's the feeling I'm getting here from the slowdown on entering that room. Okay, so run forward, release, block. Okay. We're safe now. There's my revenge. But 13 minutes. So, yeah, this level is full of guards that you have to approach from the correct way. So if you just climb up here, he'll just cut you down. Instead, we have to go through here. Oh, I forgot. No! The timing was perfect, but... So you need to do a jump. There we go. Ah, that was fine then. That felt like it was going to be more of a problem than it was. I want to jump to see where the shaky platforms are. It's probably just all three of those spike ones. So I'm going to look at that. Oh, none of them. Oh. Okay. I thought all three of these platforms were going to fall on those spikes there, but none of them were. So I ran forward, giving myself a disadvantage. Because I couldn't pull out my sword in time. Okay. Got 2 health remaining. Probably okay. So there's more life power-ups. There's a couple more that I didn't get that are available somewhere in the game. Oh. Which are the... What? Oh, it's in here. There's a couple more life power-ups that I don't get, because you don't need them all. Why isn't this falling? I'm in a hurry. Crumble, please. All right. I guess I might as well take that now that I'm up here. Okay, so where's the... Oh, I didn't even need to fight that guy, did I? Crap. So much slowdown. Hopefully time is counting slower. Okay. So this is interesting because over here a bunch of platforms will fall, but you want to run all the way to the left, and the result of this is you can get behind the guard up here, Because if you approach them from the front, you can't win. I'm just going to try and drive him off the edge here. All right, so I think there's one more guard to fight, and that's the level. Is there something in this room? No. Oh. I think I had to jump over that. I don't know. Okay. Oh. Okay. So I think right in front of the door here, there's a hidden panel. Let's see if I can do the duck trick. Hey, it works. Okay, so it does work in this version. So if you duck right at the moment when a panel falls, ooh. I think that gives you a way to deal with that guard. You could drop down over there and maybe be alive quick enough to fight him. I don't know. If I hadn't pre-fought him, I don't know. Okay, that was level 10. I've got 11 and 12. Probably 10 minutes to go. 9 minutes left. Okay, I don't need that health, so I'm not going to go for it. There's a hidden panel you can get up on top and... Oh! Well, I guess you sort of saw a glimpse of it there, but I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to go. What happens in this level? Trying to remember. So little time left. Okay. Oh. Okay, I remember now. I need to run across up here to close those 3 trap switches. Now that they're closed, we can get across. All right, so what's this? Okay, now I'm just making stuff up. Oh, no, 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 no. No! I messed it up. I messed it up. Okay. What do we got? There we go. Just trying to go real aggressive on it. Oh, no, I got hit. Such a long pause if you get hit. Okay. So that was kind of cruel, that if you don't do this the first time, you run out of time. But okay, he's not coming for me, which means these are folly blocks. All right. I'm assuming I just got to run and jump off the right here. Oof. Okay, there's the end of the level. 6 minutes. Yeah, this is... I don't think I'm going to make it. I think it's possible, but improbable at this point. Okay. That's the end of the level. Switch. Five minutes. I have 5 minutes to do level 12, which I don't really remember that well. I don't have it memorized. If I had it memorized, it's probably doable in 5 minutes, but basically I have to do it flawless. So I think it's going to take another attempt here. But we're an hour and a half into the stream and the picture hasn't started like wobbling like mad, which is what happened last time I streamed this. So this is good. It means this capture device works. So basically, like for capturing Apple II, I had a lot of problems because good capture devices do not do a good job, because they're looking for an actual kind of like standardized color signal. The Apple II's got a really weird just kind of barely works. I don't know why that shouldn't... I was holding up and right. I thought that should have jumped, but So I think it's about 3 floors worth of left, right, left, and then there's a funny little puzzle to end the level, and then there's the battle with Jafar. I was holding up and right again. I guess I gotta do it earlier. I'm not sure. But I gotta do a whole one more run, I think. Yeah. Definitely not enough time anymore. Well, see how far we can get. What? I don't know how to do correct inputs for that jump then. Because what I'm doing should work as far as I can tell. What if I just hold up and right? No. Maybe if I stop on that platform. So, I don't know. What I think I'm used to from the DOS version is just running across that and jumping, but no, that's a collapsing platform. I can't. There we go. This is just nonsense learning the analog controls. That's what I'm doing now. Well, that's a sad way to end the run, but a lesson is learned. So it's very fussy about when I press diagonally up and to the right. You can't just hold it, which I didn't think would work, but because I thought that would lead to me jumping early, but I thought I'd try to see if it would work. So I have to hold to the right and then press up and to the right at the right. Okay, I think I have it now, but we're not going to make it. I think that's about half of this level. We'll see how far we can get in 30 seconds. We get some extra slowdown because of the seconds display. I don't. No, okay. Yeah, we're not going to see the shadow fight. There is one thing I like about the Super Nintendo version. When time runs out, your game doesn't end. It just locks you out of the good ending with the princess. And when you finally get up to meet the vizier, you have a revenge battle instead. And you see the princess's spirit in the sky. All right. That's something I do like about the Super Nintendo version, but mostly the Super Nintendo version, I don't like how it changed the game. It's not my kind of thing, but I can see how some people would like it better. There's an argument to be made for it, but I feel like it kind of cheapens some of the best things about this game. So, I don't know. But this version, I love this version. The DOS version, I think, is probably the one I feel is the best, kind of objectively, if there is such a thing. Objectively by my subjective standards. Okay, so let's give it another run. Maybe I've worked out the kinks. And I'll try to do it fast. Oh, I forgot. I should show on the title screen how there is a demonstration mode, because there's a demonstration level which I don't think appears in the DOS version. At least I don't think it does. It might, actually. I can't remember checking for it, but I think it's unique to this version. All right, let's go. Yeah, okay. So I'm starting to understand the timing. This slowdown that pops up affects the timing as well. And the curviness of the analog, like I don't actually know when it transitions from just holding right to right plus up. Because yeah, the controls might be analog, but like this game takes digital inputs, right? It's designed around the keyboard, where you're either pressing right or not, you know, like so. Okay. Just gotta handle this guy. This is a really great first level. Like, it has just a little bit of all the mechanics. It has that wonderful little triumphant moment of finding a sword. It gives you this guy to the right first. Hi there, Master Bismuth. How's it going? Yeah, this is... There's nothing like this on the Apple II that I've seen. And there might be. I mean, I haven't played... There's probably like a lot of Apple II stuff I haven't played, but I've been kind of on the lookout for something that is on the same level as this game, and I still haven't seen anything that I would want to say compares. But I don't know. Like I was mentioning before, this game ended up coming out so late in the Apple II's kind of lifespan that... oh no! How did that happen? That happened to me last time too, and I do not feel that I pressed down at all, but I don't know. It came out so late in the lifespan that like its success was from the DOS version primarily. And they had to do that, develop that in tandem so that it'd be ready. But so like with this game showing how it could be done, who's going to follow that up? Who's going to sink the cost into making an Apple II game this good? When even this game might not have been that commercially viable for the platform. I don't know. Path Tactics. I don't know that one. I will have to look at it. Like most of my experience with Apple II is kind of like the Minnesota Educational Consortium games that we had at my school. MECC, MEC stuff, like their Oregon Trail and Number Munchers, Odell Lake, all that stuff. Oops. Should really just jump there. Raced little robots using... Oh no! Why did that happen again? I feel like it senses downward when I'm not pressing down, but... I'm using this kind of not great little handmade analog stick because like original Apple II analog joysticks are not easy to come by, and also not necessarily in great repair. Yeah, well, I mean, this does have trim pots, so you can tune it to where you want it to be, but I mean, it's... Even the best of times, it's not the most precise feeling kind of input, you know? Wait, what's for real? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's just a little kind of do-it-yourself board. Actually, there's an Apple2.net website sticker on the bottom of the PCB. But I got this, somebody on eBay basically like just buys the PCBs and makes them themselves, and that was more reasonable for me to buy than the PCB and then build it myself kind of thing, but yeah, it has two little adjustment pots that you can adjust with a screwdriver. There are Apple II kind of joystick calibration apps you can run, or maybe I wrote one. I probably wrote one actually. Yeah, same kind of deal. Or probably exactly the same mechanism. I mean, those are probably literally a trim pot. Aha, I got the timing right. Thing about this version of the game, whenever music plays, action pauses. So sometimes I'm like trying to do something when the music starts playing, and then I'm like, oh no, is my input gonna like turn around and make me jump off a cliff by accident? But so far that hasn't happened. Let's see if I have to insert the boot disk as well. Alright, here we are, level 3. What do we do here? Right. Yeah, this is real hardware. This is an Apple IIe. Sometimes, so the PVM I'm playing on, whenever it switches between screens, it loses the color burst. So because it's a PVM, it's trying to do a really good job locking onto the color. So whenever the screen changes, it's like gray scale for a moment, and then there's a couple different colors that appear as it's switching and trying to get a good lock on the color signal. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I've had such a hard time with the capture device, is because like most capture devices aren't built for, they're built for standard TV signals, not weirdo Apple II just barely functioning color signal. And so I had to find a really cheap capture device. I think this one was a $5 capture device. What happens if I... Or wait, no, that's a bad idea. I think if I hit this... Actually, I'm not sure what happens if you hit the skeleton off to the left, because... Like, you go down here and they aren't exactly where they fell. They'll be in the middle of the room, which they need to be because you need time to pick up your sword. Otherwise, they would just kill you. So that's programmed in, but if you make it fall off the left, would it be trapped on the left and kind of in a position where you're stuck? I don't know. Figuring that out for the first time was so neat. Like, here's this skeleton that I can't beat. How am I supposed to fight it? It has no health. And you have to get good enough to, at the combat in this game, to be able to knock them back fast enough to push them into the pit. I remember like trying to run away and do things to get past, but I just... Getting past that level the first time felt like such an accomplishment. Hi there, Rockstarat. How's it going? Hello, Burst Error. Okay, we'll come back for that card later. Hang on a second. I gotta... What's that? Skelechair? Oh, it's just a skeleton sitting in a chair. Okay. I get it now. Oh yeah, the escape key is a pause key. I pointed it out before, but it's also a frame advance key, which I think which I think was put in like to be able to audition the animations and stuff. But it also means you can play it that way. You can just step through the game frame by frame. So if you need that, to mitigate the difficulty of the game, it's an option. Which I like. It's kind of a little bit of an easy mode without calling it that. Wait, do I want to go this way? Or do I want to go down? No, I do want to go this way. Yeah, this is good. I think I bypassed a guard fight this way. Okay. Because you can go underneath, but you have to fight a guard that's on the left there. Manipulating speed in ZZT games. Was that like a universal feature on ZZT? I've seen like stuff inspired by ZZT, but I don't think I've actually played any original ZZT things. That's actually something that's fun about the MSX that I have. It has a speed slider like right on the machine. I can slow down games anytime I want. The game doesn't even have a say in it. Well, I guess they could probably do something to detect the speed drop and crash the game or pause or something. That's probably possible for it to do, but I haven't seen a game try to do that. Yeah, it's a hit bit. It's really nice. I would say it's the most beautiful computer that I own. All right. The slowdown, the erratic slowdown, really adds a bit of extra tension. And like how I like paused for the music. This was another thing. This moment was so good. Like I get here and it's like, what's going on? You can't do anything. But the puzzle here is apparently that you got to take a flying leap at it, which I'm not sure that makes any particular sense, but it took a while to figure out. Trying to spot where my MSX is right now. Yeah, I think I just want to go to the right here. The logic is meaningless. See if I can just knock this guy off. There we go. Yeah. Well, I would say the nice thing about the MSX is that, well, mine came with a floppy disk drive, which I guess you could add to any MSX, but this one had one built in. But that was nice for running some software before I had any carts. So I could have saved some time by not doing this, but I love seeing this. The shadow version of you stealing your potion. Alright, so what's this? Guard fight, yeah. So I don't want to knock this guard off the edge, because then they'll be down there and they'll have the advantage because I'll have to jump down to fight them. And Shadow Brad Brado. Sure. So I'm going to try not going up. If you go up, there's a little thing with a trap. I don't think you have to go in there. So I'm not going in. And we'll see if I can finish the level. Though, that's something that's really kind of unique to this game. I don't think I've seen a game quite like that since, where, like, the time limit on this game, it encourages exploration at first, because, like, the levels are festooned with all these hidden traps, hidden places to go. And it's really interesting to explore a new level, but you will run out of time and have to start again from the beginning. So there's kind of like a phase of learning a level and gaining the knowledge you can by exploring, and then also learning all the places not to go, which options not to take. And then finally putting it all together and doing it quickly and efficiently. It's really neat. But games don't tend to be made that way. Like, I can't think of anything else that plays quite that way. Yeah, like that's the way most games are now is like you have one playthrough. It's going to be your first playthrough. All progress you make cannot be taken back. You have a save, and it will save the progress you've made forever. And I don't know, all those things to it. And it creates a very different style of game. I feel like there's a lot of possibilities that aren't being explored by ignoring things that aren't that paradigm. What's this level? Is this the politician? Yeah, it is. Yeah, because level 7 is back in the prison. Wait, now that the door's open, could I just walk past them and... Yeah, that's the thing about this guy. If you attack him outright, he has a very quick counterattack. So you're likely to take a hit from the counter. Ooh. So instead of trying to climb up, you could just jump into this pit and it will send you to level 7. But I like trying to climb up and having the kind of in-engine playable cutscene of being forced to fall into the prison. So you gotta hold the button to grab the platform, or you fall to your doom, which I think is a lovely touch. Such a fun way to start this level. Welcome to level 7. Yeah, this is the... I was saying, well, when I was here before, this is the, by far, I think, the most cruel level in the game. There's no checkpoints in it. There's this path here. Like if you drop that switch, you can't go back there. You have to. There's a kind of longer, harder way to go around it. Oh, I forgot the timing on that one. That's okay. Almost all the chompers in the game usually just running to the right as like holding right and not delaying works perfectly. So like the fastest thing is also a thing that'll work and you don't have to delay. But if you hesitate, then you gotta think about the timing. It also doesn't work 100%. There's one, I think it's the end of this level where there's the one exception, but I forget if it is an exception or what. And because it's such a long level, time is at such a premium, I don't want to experiment again to learn again whether you can just run straight through it or not. That one's tricky because if you step on the wrong thing, it closes the door, and that permanently locks you out of that path, and you have to take this lower path, which again is slower and trickier. Oh, the Super Nintendo Prince of Persia? I didn't like the Super Nintendo Prince of Persia. I felt that it got it mostly right, but all the added stuff really slows down the pacing, and it becomes a very different feeling game. And I didn't feel like the extra stuff had great variety to it or anything. It does have some music, which is not bad. Has some extra graphics and stuff, but none of the stuff it added felt like an amazing added feature to me. It just felt kind of like more stuff. And there's a lot more combat. And the combat is slightly more interesting, but also not interesting enough to justify how much of it there is. Whereas in this one, it's not too much, but I wouldn't want more of the combat in this than there is. Okay, so I have to avoid that little, there's a switch there. You can just see a little bit of the blackness. Okay. So is this it? Yeah. It's the purple potion. Hi there, G-Force. Yeah, well, this was the original version. DOS version came out at the same time. They worked on them in tandem. And there's stuff off to the right that you can do. I think there's a life up potion if you're really good, but it is tricky. And this door closes behind you, which makes it even trickier. There's a way to get it, but it also eats up a lot of time, and I don't need the extra life, so I won't do it. But yeah, this version was made by Jordan Mechner at the same time they were making the DOS port, kind of under his supervision. It was like basically 1-to-1 copy. So it's very, very close to that version, except with some extra limitations of the Apple II. Mainly, there's some slowdown. There's less colors, of course. Less music. But the levels are the same. It plays very, very much the same. The DOS port was very, very faithful. And I don't think you can. And then there were so many ports that came out after, but That was weird. That door was closing. I wonder if I'd let it close, if it would be stuck closed forever. So that's one of those cases where if you just hold right, it's fine. Wait, is this level 8 already? Did I do level 7 in one pass and not even not even blink? Oh man, that's such a relief. Like last time I think it took me like 3 or 4 tries, and it's such a long level. This level is also quite cruel. No, wait, this is the cruelest level. Level 8. Level 8 is the cruelest level. Level 7 isn't nearly as bad. Never mind. Never mind. This is the hardest level. I forgot which one was which. Oh no. Come on. Getting closer here. My thumb's kind of slipping on this kind of shaky little... So it's basically like a cheap analog stick, like the common replacement part that they're using, which, I don't know, it works. It'd be nicer to have like a longer stick, I guess. But yeah, finding a vintage Apple II joystick that's in good condition, I don't know. I wasn't up to that. This was less expensive, but I had to do some learning. So here you just want to tap left, and that gives you just enough time to pull out your sword and block. If you run into this room, he will run you through before you can pull out your sword. Okay. So, in this room, we will just run straight through. We got to jump over this switch. Right. Okay, we got to keep running. Okay. I think you could do a safe jump across there, but I always worry that my toe's going to step across the... Because if the chomper catches your toe, it still counts as a hit. Oh. The door stops for the music. Okay. So once again, gotta jump over a trap. Then we close the door. Okay. So I don't know if running straight at this is okay. But you kind of... So what I do is run back and forth until it seems like... No! I didn't turn back soon enough. I run back and forth until it seems like a jump is going to clear them with good timing. Yes, this is the hardest level. I think that's my first death in several levels, actually. Because I died twice on level 2 because I accidentally put away my sword somehow. Yeah, like I killed this guard on this switch, which opened the door, but then the door started closing, which I think might have left me with no way to open it. I think that's something that they fixed in a later version, like in the DOS version. Switches for opening doors, if a guard falls on them, they stay open permanently. Or maybe, is that a switch property? I don't know. Oh yeah, especially in the DOS version with the extra colors, like the blood on the choppers was quite vivid. I remember. Okay, let's go. Hi there, plane. How's it going? Oh, wait, what's happening here? Is there a guy here? Right, okay. Good. Good, I remembered it in time. Wait. I could have sworn that switch wasn't there last time. So I just run. I have to jump this switch. Oh, I felt like I had missed that jump. Okay. Now, okay, this fight again. Oh. Ooh. Oh. I didn't think I was taking so much damage. Okay. Yeah, I think to accomplish that, it switches into text mode, or not text mode, but low resolution mode, which is basically 40 by 50 pixels, which like each byte is just a 4-bit. Each byte is 2 nibbles of 4-bit color. So there's 16 colors, and then each kind of text character gets divided into 2 halves. So this one, I don't have to worry about the timing. If you hold right, as soon as you hit the floor, you'll always get through it. You think the prince's mother taught him not to run with a sword? Maybe. But yeah, so it keeps like the text screen full of purple and switches to it when you get hit. And on my PVM, that involves a momentary loss of color signal and things look weird. But on my super cheap capture device, which is a clone of the Easy Cap called the Easier Cap, which I think I got for $5, including shipping. Happened to be the best thing for capturing Apple II for me. It just handles the constant loss of signal better than anything that's like trying to do a good job. Which, I don't know, it's what I had to do to capture this signal. But I have two of them, and one is, well, one of them, this one says Easier Cap on it. The other one has no branding or name on it. And it looks kind of identical, except the plastic is like shinier. Yeah, there's no switch now. The door is open and there's no switch to the left of the guard. That's like some weird kind of bug, I think, where the switch doesn't show up. Oh no. Oh no, I need to run. Okay. Scared for a moment. Yeah. Oh. Okay. I've said it a bunch of times, but this is the hardest and cruelest level in the game. I felt like I had enough time. I guess I should have stepped more carefully through the switch. I went fast through the chomper, and then I pressed the button, but it was a moment of slowdown, so I was a little bit early, and my sword swing didn't go through, and I took damage there. But that's okay. There's a potion here. So how am I doing on time? 32 minutes. Which, I don't know. Oh no! I have problems with this analog joystick. But I don't know. It's more fun than playing it with the keyboard, I find. I just have to remember to be careful at certain points. So just hold right. All is fine. Okay, but I'm glad I finally saw that switch. Not in the last time, but the time before, because I felt like I was remembering it wrong, because there was always a switch there. And I guess there's a bug in this version where the switch doesn't appear sometimes. This level's so long. I'm halfway through the game in terms of time. But yeah, just this level, it's just that it's so long, and there's the hardest challenges are at the end of it, and there's some gotchas in like learning how to get through some of them. And it's a cruel combination, I think. Whereas level 9, I think it's just as long, but, or maybe even longer, but the difficulty is more even. Okay, so I gotta step here. Oh no. You don't want to slow step into the room because, yeah, the switch is gone and the door is open. At least it's nice enough that whatever bug causes the switch to begin, I guess the switch is just permanently pressed somehow, but it's nice enough that it's not preventing me from getting in the door. Oh no, I forgot to run. Okay, run, run, run. Jump. 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 This is my practice for stage 12. Okay. So this time, so I probably just held for like a little bit too long and stepped one extra tile, and that was enough that my sword wasn't ready. So I'm just tapping left to give myself maximum time to pull out my sword. So yeah, if you slow tap, if you slow step, you have less, it takes longer to get into sword stance. But if you, so you want to like just do a regular step because you stop quicker and pull out your sword faster, and you want to give yourself enough space that the guard can't close the gap before your sword's out. And that's what I failed to do last time. I think I took an extra step. I held a little bit too long. All right. Oh, no, it's fine. I feel like that should have closed the door on me, but I guess I slid through quickly enough. Okay, so let's see. Run straight at it. No, that doesn't feel right. There we go. Coming back the other way is okay. What was that? Oh, that was the sound of the end of level. Okay. Oh. And then I get here, and there's a door. But the princess's mouse friend is here to save the day. Yeah, and to me that's another cruel thing. So I mentioned last time I was finishing this level, but I didn't realize the mouse would save me, and I didn't wait long enough for it to appear. Like, kind of one of my first times when I got there, and I'm just like, I turned around, and I tried to look for another switch, so I like tried to go through the choppers again, and they eventually got me, because they're really hard to get through. That timing is hard. They are the single hardest chopper thing in the game. Because you're against the flow, and there's two stuck together. I think there's nothing to the right, just some bones. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. It's a bit. Okay. This is another thing where you should be able to just run. So yeah, that was the hardest level. Did that take me 3 tries? I think it took me like 5 tries last time. And I have 27 minutes. This seems reasonable. So this is a long level, and it's challenging, but it doesn't have... the rear-loaded heavy challenges that level 8 doesn't. Ah. We got him. It's funny with the combat. I would love to be able to like forget what I know about Prince of Persia combat and like be able to have the tricky fights that I had like learning this game as a kid. Because there was so much fun for me in like learning how to do it well. But now I don't know how to forget my style of combat and get that back. So I can never like learn it again. Okay. I failed this jump a bunch of times, which seems weird, but it seems to happen. Okay. So I need to step forward and then diagonal jump. Okay. We're good. Don't fall down here. Okay. That opens the door to the switch. That will finish the level. This room has a lot of slowdown. Okay. Here, I just have to take it easy when turning it around because this analog joystick does funny things sometimes when turning around. So I'm trying to do just careful actions. So I believe this guard has a difficult guard AI, but again, like I can't put myself back in like the oh no. Why did it do that? I don't know what I pressed that made him do that. I think I released the stick or something. Oh well. 24 minutes. It's tough. And the thing is, I could be saving to disk after a good level and then just like reloading if I didn't get it the first try. But I have fun trying to meet the challenge without saving. For me, it feels really good just because like in this version it just like always seems kind of down to the wire. Like it's basically like just enough time for me to do it or not do it. So it's iffy. It keeps a thrill there. I've played Karateka a bit. Like I've played through it with save states a long time ago. I'd like to give it a playthrough on my Apple II, which I've not done yet. It's on my list of things I want to stream from this machine at some point. But this game was kind of like the first thing that I streamed from this machine, but my capture device that I had, my other EasyCap clone that doesn't have a name on it, as it heats up, no, oh, no, I caught it this time. Okay, I've had that exact same jump fail. I don't know why it worked this time, but that's fine. That's good. Run. As it heated up, the picture became very unstable. Oh no, am I going to make it? No! Okay, well. The slowdown, the variable amounts of slowdown make the, especially turning around, there's something weird about it. I think it's partly just the joystick itself, but it can be error prone. Yeah, that's really tight. No! Okay. You didn't jinx me this time. So yeah, I'd like to do a playthrough of Karateka on this machine at some point. And this is kind of like the first demonstration of the capture working properly. It was kind of neat though, because it meant like by the time I got to like Jafar's palace and stuff, like the whole screen was like shaking, like, I don't know. It was kind of a neat effect, but not ideal to look at, I think. Ooh. Okay. So what happened last time? Right, I got to the end of this platform and it did a wrong jump on me. Oop. So sometimes I try to turn around and he like turns around and does a step. I think it's just due to inherent imprecision in this controller. Do I have time to turn upside down? I feel like I want to take the time to turn upside down because it's fun. I'm not sure I have the time, but I want to take it. Ooh. See, that's another jump that I feel should have worked, but didn't. All right. Now that that silliness is behind us, go down here. Wait, what's to the right? I think there's just a health potion if you need it. Okay, what's up ahead? I forget. Why am I not pulling at the sword? Please, please. Okay. Felt something was wrong and I wasn't pulling at the sword for some reason. Oh, the other thing is, after being used to the combat in this game for so long, I finally watched the 1940s Robin Hood movie with Errol Flynn, and there is a scene in that which was the direct model for the sword fighting animation in this game. Like, it's just literally that scene, frame by frame, turned into animation for this game. And it was just like seeing it in a movie. I'm like, wait, I know that series of like lunge and sword maneuvers. Oh, it's not asking for the disc back. Just pause for a second. Okay, so level 10. I remember my strategy was go to the left first, just for safety, because there's a guy over here. Oh, now I remember what kept tripping me up in this one. Just off to the right, there was that one room where there's a fall down tile. First step in that room, and I fell off it like 3 times. But after that, I think I was fine with this level. So, like the temptation, well, I shouldn't say temptation, but usually it's prudent to step carefully into the next room. But this particular room right here is an exception, because if you do that, you end up with a little surprise right here. There it is. And the timing is tight here. It's hard not to take a hit. It's satisfying to drive this guy back into that pit, though, after I fell into it so many times. So I think on the DOS version, without slowdown, there's time to react. You can step on it and notice it, and kind of step off it if you're quick. But, oh! Okay. I just barely reacted in time with that one. But, yeah, with this one, it's harder to... Oh. Yeah, this is such nonsense. Okay. Okay, I got a first try. Oh, okay, so last time I think I learned I don't have to fight this guy, because where I need to go is actually up and to the left here. So I can just do this. Getting a nice 5 frames a second here. So I don't need to worry about the upper right there. That'll save a little bit of time. There's about like 3 screens to the right. And I can't remember if... Oh, I need to turn around. I feel like there's an automatic turnaround and pull out sword on the DOS version or something, because like it looked like I wasn't... At least I seem to recall that. I don't know. I'd have to check. Some of the things by memory, it's hard to... Unless I played them back to back. It's hard to know. had to wait for my PVM to kind of... Oh, I forgot about this. Is that a trap switch? No, I just had to do this fast. Okay, that's fine. $15. Level 11 is short. High conversion, how's it going? You're not too late for the last couple levels of Prince of Persia. Maybe too late for the first few levels. All right. Oop. I'm doing all right. There we go. So that's stage 10. Stage 11 is... I'm trying to remember how stage 11... I've already forgotten. I remember it not being very long. Giving it a little pause. Okay. So that life up potion on the left, it's not hard to get. Right here, you can break a hole in the ceiling and run to the left. And get it. And it's kind of fun, but I don't need it, and time is of the essence. So I'm not going to get it. And I already got to run across the falling ceiling in the previous level anyway, so maybe we don't need to see it. But in a successful run of the game, there's like so many interesting just little nooks and crannies off the beaten path that you just don't have time to show. Wolfenstein 3D mod somebody's making out of this game? What does that mean? Oh, I remember what tripped me up about this last time. Right. No, I can't do this yet. I have to get above. I did my trick of ducking. So you could think of that duck as being a bug, where if you're ducking, when the platform falls on you, you don't take damage. Or you can think of it as being, it falls harmlessly on your back instead of on your head. Let's go. All right. Oh, too aggressive. He called me out. Okay. Yeah, the sequel, Prince of Persia 2, it did so many neat things. Like kind of like cinematic things with the gameplay and the engine, but it wasn't so Like the way this game is kind of very compact, very consistent, very self-contained, and very quiet. You know, it doesn't need any like text or tutorials or... Well, it does have text at the beginning. That's wrong. It has a text story at the beginning, but I mean, like throughout the whole game, it tells a very good story through just you playing through it, and whereas the second one, it's kind of more of a mixed media kind of thing. And it does so many neat things. It has such great music, too. All right, so I think we have like 10 minutes, more than 10 minutes for the final level, which we're starting to work out how to do. Hopefully I can manage it. A Prince of Persia 3D fan game made in Wolfenstein. Okay, so it's a Wolfenstein 3D mod that looks like Prince of Persia levels. That's kind of interesting. But that's something I'd more expect, because I've seen people put like, you know, every game, but it's Doom somehow. So that seems like a more normal fan project. Though there are good editors for the DOS version of this game. Hi there, Nansen Dubois. How's it going? Okay. So that jump, it took me like 10 tries to figure out last time, and then I was out of time. I ran out of time right about here. So this level, no more enemies, just a big tower, tricky jumps. Oh, there's the shiny sword. I forget what's the next screen. Okay, good. Not... I was worried about having to jump right away, like, okay. Oh. All right, here we go. The sword's gone. So the trick here is you put your sword away, and then you can rejoin yourself. Become the Urskex again. Oh man, I should play the Dark Crystal game here. Now this... Somehow I figured this out. I don't think it took me too many tries, but I definitely, like, died there at some point, like not knowing what to do. But it's just sort of there's a secret path. So I think if you just run straight there, you can do that without waiting. Probably this is safer if you just run straight. But you don't have to. So that's the checkpoint. We're at the top of the tower. Our self is no longer divided. And here's Jafar. Hey, we actually have one more life than him. Wait. Is there not a breaking tile here? No, there is. Why was that not showing up? That's weird. So Jafar is basically just the guard on hardest mode. But... Oop. He doesn't do any extra damage. He's just sort of like the regular fight, but... Ooh! Wait, what's over here? There's nothing over here. Oh wait, no, no! Oh no, no, no! At least there's a checkpoint. Oh no, running straight is not a good idea? Oh, no, that's fine. I'm just gonna do it. Let's jump. Whoa! Okay. This little section of level was a lot harder for me the first time, like mainly because of Jafar being the hardest kind of swordsman in the game. It's just, for some reason, I don't know how to regain like the difficulty of combat in this game. Like it just, I can't do it anymore. I'm so, and I would love the experience of relearning it, but I can't forget it somehow. Anyhow, so I should just do some more careful stepping here. There we go. There we go. Oh, I've got to insert the boot disc. There's more level. There's some switches. Oh. I wonder if you can time out in that little area. It'd be funny. Oh, the mouse is here. You shouldn't be able to time out because the vizier's dead and it should be his magic that's... Oh, sorry. No longer a stranger, he shall from this day forth be known as Prince of Persia. So I said it wrong. He wasn't the prince. He was just her boyfriend. There we go. Oh yeah, you have an ending tune. Yeah, the prince is supposed to be a foreigner. Why is the screen still black? I don't think I did this last time I beat it. Oh! Maybe it did. It's just a little bit too long of pause, I guess. But I think it's just going back to the title screen now. Oh. I would say, like, the music in this game is really exceptional for an Apple II. Like, most Apple II games, if they have music, it'll be like one tone at a time. And only a square wave, probably. This has these... It has, like, this variable pulse widths. And it's, like, interleaving, jumping between tones to, like, arpeggiate chords and stuff like that, which is amazing. Like, it's just so far beyond every other Apple II game I've played. And the music, I believe, was written by Jordan Mechner's dad. And yeah, like, I think his dad wrote the music, and his brother acted the prince or something in some of in their motion capture. But you could almost do this intro without that page of text. Oh, the one thing I wanted to show, though, I wanted to show the introduction level, which I don't believe is in the DOS version. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's in there. And it shows up after this introduction finishes. Oh yeah, this is also using the double high-resolution Apple IIe graphics. That wasn't available. That fancy colored title screen wasn't available on the original Apple II. Without like an expansion card. Here it is. So it's like a demo level that is not the first level. It looks kind of like the first level, but it's laid out a little bit differently. It shows how you can duck under a door like that, which definitely shows that move was intended. Oh man, yeah. Going from this to Prince of Persia 2, for a long time there was a shareware demo of Prince of Persia 2, and it's just like the first couple screens of the game where you fight a ton of guards. You jump through a window and the glass shatters and gets everywhere, and you fight a ton of guards and you knock them off the rooftops, and then a ship is leaving and you take a flying leap off the dock and grab onto the ship as it's leaving and the guards are catching up to you. And I don't know, it's such a neat... That whole game is full of these really neat cinematic moments. Even though I don't think it plays quite as well. There's just... I don't know. There's some things in that one that I really, really like. But it's hard to recommend because the gameplay of it is so rough at times. Whereas this one, I don't know. This one I recommend to everybody, probably. Not everybody would like it, but it's one of my favorite games ever. Sometimes I think it is my favorite game ever. But it's always up there. All right, so that's Prince of Persia. What time is it? 7:30. for me. I think I have enough time to play a couple mech games. So I made this little disc box for my 3¼ or not 3¼ 5.5 inch discs. It's just out of cardboard, but I just kind of cut pieces of the cardboard to make little dividers so that I could put them in, because you can't buy disc trays anymore, and the vintage ones are expensive, hard to ship. Alright. Let's see if I can reset. So I don't think I can use the joystick for anything. Actually, Number Muncher might... Oh! For some